Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. My name is Gallium, and joined with me in the booth is, you know him, you love him, Jaegers. How you doing today, Jaegers?
I'm doing fantastic, Gallium. I'm ready for some Rocket League. And we have a good matchup here. Frost versus Ignite, a rematch of the Season 5 Grand Finals. And both teams really fighting for better seeding here.
Yeah, better seeding is the tale of most of these matches coming up into our final week of league play. And this matchup between both orgs, Firestorm and Sub-Zero, is going to be elemental battles all the way through. And the Novice League is going to give us a little bit of a taste of that. And so, Jaegers, what can you tell us about these two rosters?
Yeah, no, Frost, the big player here is Parallax. He was my teammate back in season 3, I believe, and he was in prospect up until this season. Very solid player, very demo heavy. And on the flip side, it's going to be Seawink for Ignite. Look for both those players to pop off and make some plays in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think both teams have notable players, but on the Frost side of the ball, I am looking towards Chad, who, despite his MMR, is probably their most mechanical player on their team, hoping that he can step it up and get Frost a much needed win against a Knight team who has been struggling a little bit lately, but we'll see with their new pickup day if they can get a win here.
Yeah, it will be. Only time will tell, Gallium. And I know you have a little bit of preference here for Ignite, but I think I'm gonna have to take Frost in this one, winning it in 5. I see Frost taking the first game, Ignite taking the next two, and then Frost taking the last two. So we're gonna have to see how that plays out. I know you have your own preference here.
Listen, I honestly I am a huge fan of that prediction because I think it is going to go to game 5. I think these two teams, I think mesh really well against each other. I think Ignite has splendid defense. A notable player on the defensive side is Tripwire, who leads the Novice League in saves, and Aiko isn't too far behind him. So I think this whole Ignite roster is just really good defensively, and to counter that defense, Frost is going to be a team to look out for, especially on the offensive side, where you have Chad and you have Icarus and Parallax all in the top 6 for points per game. So it's going to get a little crazy here, the Novice League. And as players are joining up, who do you think is going to take this game one, Jaegers?
Well, Gallium, I think Frost is going to take this game one, starting out strong. They have the experience. They've been on stream before. And I see him taking it here. However, Icarus gets a little tripped up. It wasn't expecting the slow bouncer, excuse me, and caught him a bit off guard. Ignite gonna take the lead 5 seconds in.
Tripwire, one of the solid players I was mentioning earlier, a very solid player for Ignite, and honestly, a goal early here, even though it is 6 seconds in, it is going to be very important for this Ignite roster to keep a lead against this Frost team, who is very dangerous in the offensive zone. And as we have Seawink trying to take it in the corner, gonna put it off the backboard. Icarus misses his touch, but it doesn't matter as the ball is cleared out to the midfield. Aiko, she's gonna hit it over the wall. Parallax is gonna miss his touch, and Icarus is gonna take that touch right back. Ignite a little awkward in the zone, but Aiko, she's gonna take it away quite quickly. Seawink over to Icarus.
Oh, what a bump.
Icarus, it's gonna get another touch. Oh no, he doesn't. And as this first minute elapses, who do you think has the upper hand here?
Well, Ignite definitely has the upper hand, being first to score the goal, but I mean, ever since then, it seems like Frost has had all the pressure, staying mostly on Ignite's side of the field. However, haven't been able to get a shot on target yet, and Aiko, she's going to have a good opportunity here, I think.
Aiko gonna slot this one in the back of the net, and Ignite, even though they have the worst record in this matchup, gonna take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, the White Octane just put it bottom left corner, beautiful placement, and Ignite just gonna double their lead almost as fast as they got it. And I mean, this Ignite team is really popping off at their right times. They don't have consistent pressure, but whenever they have the pressure, they're making their opportunities count.
Yes, they are making their opportunities count indeed, and we'll see if that is a story for later in the series. But for right now, is it Chad gonna give this ball off the sidewall? Seawink gonna give it right back to the backboard, and with a shot, it bounces off a Parallax and right in the back of the net.
Calamity strikes the Frost defense. Seawink gonna put it off the crossbar. Icarus not able to get in time. Seawink just trying to get it on target, misses, but Parallax is gonna help him out, putting it in. And I mean, three goals in 3 minutes isn't an insurmountable comeback, Gallium, but Frost is gonna have some work to do.
Yes, but I think that's been Frost's whole season up to this point. I feel like they always go down a little bit early in these stream games, or they look at least a little bit nervous, and then they attempt to regain. So we'll see if that attempt is made, and if that attempt will prove futile to the Ignite's hopes of winning this series. But as the series progresses, we have Tripwire on the sidewall. Parallax going to defend well against him. Parallax getting another bump. Aiko going to meet Izzachad on the wall. Izzachad going to go up for a second touch. Does not connect with it. Icarus off the sidewall. Going to see if Trip can get a hit here. Yes, he does. Aiko. She's going to get a nice touch over to Parallax. Uh-oh. The double commit going out. Let's see what Seawink can do with it. Seawink going to have a little bit of a touch here. Parallax going to clear that one out. And honestly, this is looking like Ignite's game to win so far.
Absolutely right, Gallium. I mean, this Ignite team just looks much more composed, and I mean, this Frost team is panicking. They're not playing well on defense. They're rushing into everything. And Aiko, she's just going to put another one on target, get 4 goals in this one. And I mean, this Ignite team showed up to play.
Yes, it's kind of looking like Call of Duty out here with these tactical missile strikes coming out from Ignite, just launching it from midfield and in the back of the net. And honestly, what I've seen from Ignite has been better than any of my expectations could have hoped for. And again, another shot getting past the Frost defense, gonna make it 5-0.
Yeah, Tripwire just wants to be included here. He was the only one on the team without a goal. He just wants to be included, puts it bottom left. It seems like Ignite's been aiming for that pixel. And I mean, 5-0, you need to figure out something if you're Frost. You need to find the mental reset, or else this game's going to get away from you fast. This series, excuse me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think, honestly, this game 1 is not looking very winnable for Frost, but I think a key for Frost is, I always say this, it's very important for a team to score a goal late, to have momentum, at least some semblance of momentum going into the second game. And wow, this Ignite team, so fiery in their attacks, and like their name, they are very fiery. Horrible pun, I know, but we'll see what Seawink can do with the ball. An unfortunate miss, but Tripwire, the saves leader, gonna get that save right away. Aiko, she's going to try to get a touch, leaves it for Tripwire. Tripwire can't do much, and Seawink has the ball all to himself. Let's see what he can do. Off the side wall, off the ceiling. Seawink gonna try to make a play, and Icarus off the back wall. Ball is floating, and Frost is zone. An unfortunate double commit. Let's see if Frost can capitalize off of this. Icarus, I'm surprised he's not using the Dominus anymore. Dominus used to be his car of preference. Tripwire over to Icarus. Icarus trying to get a double. He almost does, and cleared out again by this Ignite defense, who is not going to let in a single Frost goal, it seems like.
Yeah, no, this Ignite defense is just an iron wall. Quite literally, whenever you see their play on the last possession, all 3 were on the goal line, ready for anything that came their way. And this Frost team just needs to get some offense. They've only had 1 shot. Meanwhile, Ignite is capitalizing on every single shot they've taken. 5 for 5 shooting. You're not going to find a better percentage than that. And Izzachad going to do his best to get one back here. And I mean, you were saying earlier, they might not be able to come back this game, but a little momentum's always nice here and there.
Izzachad trying to light a spark for his team. Probably a poor choice of words there, as they are an ice team, but hey, you know, it is what it is. A 5-1 lead for Ignite. Honestly, I am flabbergasted by the 5 shots, 4 or 5 goals. Kind of an insane shooting percentage, 100% shooting percentage, and this Frost team kind of looks lost, but we'll see how these last 20 seconds treat them. As Parallax gonna try to take this ball off the back wall. And Seawink gonna intercept it. Dad, gonna give it off the top wall. Parallax gonna clear it to the back post, and Tripwire gonna put in his 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the shooting percentage isn't the same, but I mean, the Ignite is now vying for the Brazil. I, Frost just needs to clear the ball. They need to get the big bangs. They need to disrupt this Ignite defense somehow. They need to find demos somewhere because
Yeah.
whatever they're doing right now just isn't working, Gallium.
No, it's not. And honestly, this Frost team is looking a little bit lost. But, as this ball hits the ground, we'll see if Frost can regain in this game too. And I think, honestly, the key for them is going to be playing more solid defense. I think they're focusing too much on their offense. I feel like they have to play more solid in the midfield because I feel like they're getting beat. I think 3 of those goals from Ignite were from the midfield, just banging it down and getting in Frost's face. So honestly, Ignite played splendid. So we'll see how this Frost team adapts and adjusts going into this game number 2, Jaegers.
Well, Gallium, this Frost team just needs to play better all around. They got outshot 7-2, and they need to get the clears on defense. They need to get shots on offense. They need to find those searching shots where you just take shots at the goal. Half the time they won't go in, but they'll make Ignite reach for them. It'll make them commit. It'll make them use up boost. And that's whenever you go seal the boost and rotate out and keep the pressure. And this Frost team just hasn't been able to do that. On the flip side, Ignite's been really good at counterattacking. They haven't held a lot of pressure for long, but they've been able to get the good clears, catching Frost on the back foot, and then just putting in the back of the net.
Yeah, this is a very important series for Ignite, and they're definitely playing like this is an important series right now. Ignite sitting at that 8-7 record. If they win this game, they have a very good chance of clinching a playoff spot going into the next couple of matches. So, but on the flip side, Frost has already clinched their plans. But if I were the Frost, I would not give up just yet because having that playoff spot adds a nice little cushion for you. And that playoff spot in mind is a Chad. Gonna give it over to Tripwire. Tripwire clearing it off to the sidewall. Seawink, let's see what he can do with it. Can't do much because the ball is awkward. Oh, a little bit of a demo going out here by Parallax. That seems to be a specialty as Icarus. Gonna try to turn. Does not end up turning, and I think that confused his teammate a little bit. But on the other side, the very comfortable Ignite team right now gonna look to score even more goals, as has been the theme for this game, as Icarus gonna give it right to the defense, and this ball is free. Let's see who can get there first. Will it be Parallax or Aiko? Aiko gets there first, and honestly, Aiko, she's been kind of on fire recently, as she's been beating Frost defenders left and right.
She really has. I mean, she had 2 goals in the last game, just been a menace on offense. And as of right now, Frost has been doing well to keep the Ignite scoring at bay, but the question is, how long can that last?
Yeah, I think that is the big question. How long can it last? This Ignite team looking very revitalized. I know the last time I watched an Ignite match on stream, it wasn't the best because I feel like they were playing out of place with each other. I feel like they were playing too flashy and weren't getting enough done in the offensive zone. But this has been the complete opposite from this Ignite team. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. And honestly, this Ignite team could take it the distance. It's just a matter of stamina. But keeping that in mind, we have Icarus putting the ball downfield, and Aiko has a missed touch, and that's going to be an easy put-in for Is It Chad, making it a 1-0 lead.
Is It Chad stealing the lead from Ignite 1-0. It took a while, but it's there. Just an open net. That man hits those 10 out of 10 times a game when the opportunity presents itself, and Frost does well to get on top.
Yep, Frost. Huge goal in the beginning portion of this game.
Pass.
Keeping Ignite awkward, and what a passing play coming out from Frost, and they are looking hot.
Well, it was a good pass. The shot was less than inspired, but it caught the defense off guard. It did the job. And I mean, this Game 2 Frost team is looking like a completely different Frost team than Game 1. They have the swagger, they have the shots, and now they have the lead. 2-0 Frost.
2-0 could be detrimental to the Knights' hopes, and Is It Chad gonna try to make a solo play in the back of the net, and he does just that.
You know, Gallium, why not make it 3? Why not? Good little counterattack by Frost. As a Chad beats a defender, beats a second, and has a tap in. The bronze banner, and he's leading his team to 3-0 over Ignite.
Izachad on hat trick watch. A player I said in the pregame to be looking out for as one of the more mechanical players, and he's definitely making his presence known, especially in the beginning of this game. And if Frost want to stay in this game and not let Ignite have a chance to come back, I think Izachad has to keep stepping up here. But this ball gonna be in a dangerous spot, and here come the hats.
Yeah, I mean, Izachad was just lurking. He had the game sense to know Tripwire had to make a play, and that was the only play that there was to be made. A ball just trying to get clear of the goal, the only direction, right in front of the goal, and there he was lurking, 4-0.
The score might be 4-0, but we still have half of a Rocket League game to play, so we'll see if this Frost team can hold on. In Ignite's case, last game, they were able to hold on, so let's see if Frost can reverse the tables. Izachad gonna try to take this up the wall, give it right to Tripwire, who gives it down. Parallax gonna have some time here, and never mind, as Tripwire coming out with another demo. The demos have been pretty frequent for this Ignite team. Parallax to Aiko. Aiko, let's see what she can do. Off the sidewall, gets a good little flip. Let's see if the double comes out. Oh, it does, but Izachad with an amazing stop. Again, this Frost defense is looking like they've come here to play, as Izachad gonna try to double it. Unfortunately, he does not get there. Parallax off the backboard, gives it over to Tripwire, who gives it right back over to his corner. The ball is just settling down, and what a pass from Parallax to Izachad. The dynamic duo strike again.
And Parallax going to take his time there. He sees his teammate down the mid. The last defender just dives on it. And Izachad, an open net awaits. 4 goals in this one, and his team gets 5.
5-0 Frost. Honestly, these first 2 games have been the craziest first 2 games I've seen in a while. We'll see if the next 2 games can repeat the story, or if they will be different. Honestly, my prediction will be they'll be a little bit closer, because I think both teams are still trying to figure each other out. As Seawing, what a banger in the back of the net, giving his team life.
Yeah, no, just a perfect placement by Seawing. It might be a little bit too late, but a top right banger's all you need to get the momentum back. And I mean, Ignite knows they can score. They know. I'm not sure if this game's a fluke, but they haven't been shooting. They still have the same amount of shots they had last game, just not the accuracy. The accuracy just isn't there. And the bumps are also there. Icarus going to put one on target. I think the bump was from Parallax, if I'm not mistaken. Galleon, Parallax is number 5 on Nemesis's all-time leaderboard for demos.
Yeah, and I can honestly see why. This Frost team has meshed together into a beast unlike the Novice League has ever seen, as Parallax going to try for a double here. Does not have enough boost to go. Izachad off the sidewall. This is not a place where you want Izachad to have boost, and Izachad going to take it to the other corner, grab boost, reset himself. Parallax bumps him out of the way. I think Parallax thought he was playing for the other team. It's Icarus going to go up, and there's nobody in net, as Aiko, she saves her Ignite team by being in net, being there. Izachad and Seawink almost collide, and the ball is just free again. This Ignite team has been looking a little frantic on the defensive line, as Seawink is going to try to catch Parallax's ball. But no, they fake off of it, and again, more shots coming out. Tripwire over to Icarus, and we'll see if Tripwire can settle the ball here. He ends up doing it. Seawink gives it to the wall. Let's see if Ignite can score a late game goal. 5 seconds left. Tripwire off the ground. Aiko gonna try to get a goal here. Unfortunately, doesn't go. Seawink trying to keep the ball alive. Parallax keeping the ball alive, and it is going to be a 6-1 victory for Frost. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think that was the same score as the last game, but reversed.
Absolutely. I'm not sure I've ever seen a drastic change in game 1 to game 2 outcome. But I mean, all the goals are tied up. There's been 14 goals this series so far. It's only game 2. And I mean, neither team is really dominating. They're just taking turns dominating. And if we keep on this pace, we're definitely going to game 5. Someone needs to take the reins. Someone needs to take control in game number 3. because that team very well could be taking this series.
I wholeheartedly agree. But, even though Frost won 6-1, Ignite are not out of it yet. You saw it in game one, how Frost came back into this game two and beat Ignite the same score that Ignite beat them. So honestly, I think game three is up for grabs, to be completely honest. I think the teams are talking with each other. They're finally telling each other what the other team is doing. And I think this game three will be a demonstration of both of their strengths. I think Ignite will have better defense, and I think Frost will have better offense. We'll see if I'm correct here, Jaegers, as this game number three gets underway.
Oh, definitely. I'm excited for it. Right now, I can't tell you who's going to win because I don't know which team is going to show up. Is the high-scoring Ignite team or the high-scoring Frost team going to show up? And, we're just going to have to wait and see. This first goal is going to mean a lot in this series because it's going to spell out the momentum for the rest of this game.
Yes, it is. And, for both teams, momentum is exactly what you need. And I feel like the Frost have a little bit more momentum. Is Chad going to go up? Here's the Chad difference. And it is guaranteed. Clip it, chat. Chad just hit a banger.
Chad pops over one and is just going to air dribble it past the defense for the double tap. And Seawing not able to get back in time. And Frost kicks off this game three with a banger.
Chad, again, that player to look out for if you're Ignite. You want to stop him any means necessary. Do not give him any space. And I feel like Ignite are not watching the Nemesis stream right now because they would have listened to that. What a save from Icarus, the defensive GOAT. And on the other side, Parallax going to try to get a shot away. Does not go. Icarus off the sidewall, right to his teammate Chad off the backboard. Now Seawing's turn. Seawing off the sidewall. Here's a chance. The ball's in midfield. Chad going to handle the ball. Put it to the other corner where Parallax is. Parallax is going to send that ball off the corner. Chad has a shot right to Parallax, and this Ignite defense is crumbling.
And what a play by Parallax to Chad. A little 1-2. And Parallax just with the goal secure. We can't really be sure that ball was going in the back of the net. So, Parallax just made sure for us. Frost up 2-0 in this pivotal game number three.
This game number three, honestly, to me, will decide who has the most momentum going into the latter matches of the series, as Icarus going to give it down. Aiko is very awkward, but she makes it work. Tripwire going to try to get off the backboard, but ends up being Parallax, and finally the Ignite relieves some pressure. Chad off the sidewall, going to try to make something work. Ends up getting the ball out to midfield. Icarus back to Parallax. I think that was unintentional. Aiko had a shot, but it was a very awkward shot. She misses. Ball off the sidewall. Seawink with another corner shot and another save coming out from Frost. Aiko back to the back wall. She has an open shot. It was a calculated fake. Parallax, Seawink collide, and this Frost defense is looking pretty intimidating right about now, Jaegers.
It's looking intimidating, and it's looking a little bit lucky. I'm not going to lie to you. There were a few shots that Ignite definitely should have had, and I can't help but feel like Frost just got away with a crime there. The scoreline should be tied right now.
Getting away with crimes is Firestorm's specialty, so we'll see if that trend continues. Aiko over to Tripwire. Tripwire going to send that one down the field, and a 2-1 game now, Jaegers. How's the rest of this one going to shake out?
Yeah, Tripwire just going to get a nice touch, but it's a Frost double commit that played a big part there. The third man didn't rotate back fast enough. And, you can't both double commit to a ball in that position. It's very difficult to not get scored on there, and Ignite does well to capitalize.
Yep, I think capitalizing is a key factor here for any Novice League team who is hoping to be successful. I think capitalizing on the chances that you provide yourself is a key pivotal point. We'll see if either team can do that, as Jaeger's wanting the demo and I am wanting the demo as well. Seawink gonna try to meet Chad off the wall, ends up bumping him away, being very rude. Icarus rather, off the sidewall, can't do much with it. Aiko, she's gonna hit it down. Aiko has one to beat. Aiko cannot end up beating it. Chad gonna try to 50 with Seawing, does not go. Icarus back to the back corner, and that's where Parallax is gonna be. Parallax's natural spot. The ball up in the air, Tripwire and Parallax collide. Aiko gets a demo. Let's see what she can do with it. Tripwire gonna give it right back to the corner of nice ball to relieve some pressure. Is it Chad? I send the ball downfield, and I think that was an open shot, but passing it to Tripwire, and the pre-flip does not go. A little bit unfortunate here, but Aiko and Is it Chad both calculated fakes going out. Parallax over to the side. And honestly, a pass right to himself, and that shot's dangerous, and Is it Chad is a very dangerous man right now.
Yeah, and I think the Ignite defense was just expecting the shot, instead hanging off the top. Always dangerous, especially since Tripwire was caught lacking on defense. And, I mean, the Frost player just puts it back post for the easy slot. And then Frost looks like they're running away with this one.
Yes, they do, as Icarus, with a very nice fake, gonna put Frost up 4-1.
Yeah, Parallax is just gonna tap it up and then pancake it there. And Icarus, I'm not sure how he had the momentum going sideways, but it works out. And just as fast as they score the third one, they score the fourth.
Very unfortunate for this Ignite team here. Honestly, I don't think they realized how much of a chance they had coming into this game 3. I feel like it kind of slipped away from them. Let's see if they can regain it. Parallax over to Seawing. Seawing has another touch here off the backboard. Let's see if Tripwire can hit it. Tripwire just misses, but Icarus misses 2. Dunks 1. Aiko can't get the ball away. Seawing gonna put it towards the midfield. Parallax over to Is it Chad, and it's a banger. Mom, get the camera. Is it Chad has scored 3.
And you know, Gallium, that's Is it Chad's second hat trick. He has 7 goals in this series, but I want to talk about that pass. That's not a pass you normally see in Novice. Good vision by Parallax, and good job by Is it Chad. Way to be there. And Frost is running away with this one. Look for Ignite to find some way, somehow, to come back in this game 4, because, I mean, their play-in hopes are on the line right now.
Yes, they are, but if they do lose this series, it's not completely over for them yet. But this series is very pivotal to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. I think that's very important. You don't want to back yourself into a corner like the Ignite team last year did, as Seawink over to Is it Chad. Oh, gets it past, and Seawink making some plays of his own.
And I mean, Seawing just gonna fake the aerial, comes back down on for the pinch. What an angle! I don't think anyone, let alone Is it Chad, was expecting that. And I mean, it was a nice shot. A little bit of life should come back into the comms. And I mean, it's not gonna do much for the scoreboard, but for Ignite's mental, it should do both loads.
I think players' mentals are very important, especially in the Novice League. So we'll see if Ignite's mental improves. And a little bit of off topic here. I heard before the game that both teams went fire and ice type cars and goal explosions and such. So if you're seeing a bunch of ice and fire on the field, that is why. A little bit of fun. And this rivalry has shown that these two teams can get after it. And both these teams look hungry right now, Jaegers. And honestly, if I'm Ignite, you have to win 2 games in a row. And the question for me is how?
Yeah, I mean, this game you just need to come out swinging. You want to take all of this time before game 4. Just let it reset on its own. It looks like all the players readied up, however. But you just need to get back the mental. You need to score the first goal in the game 4. The first goal is always extremely pivotal, not just for the scoreboard, but getting the momentum going in the game. And especially losing 2 games in a row in the fashion that they lost to 2 games in a row with the score of, I believe it was 11-2 overall. So they need to find something to get on offense. They need to hit their shots. And I want them disrupting the back line. I need to see a bit more demos out of Ignite. Whenever Ignite was demoing off in game 1, they were putting shots on target. They're getting goals. And they kind of strayed away from it in games 2 and 3, and they lost horrendously as a result.
One thing I will give Ignite credit for is they're a very gritty team. So I think, like you said, clearing the back line won't be much of a problem for them. Let's see if they end up doing it, though. Is a Chad over to the sidewall, gives it right to Tripwire. Tripwire gonna try to make a play, almost hits it, but Parallax says no. C-Wink, or Ico rather, gonna put it off the backboard. Gonna collide with Icarus, and this is an opportunity here. Tripwire with the shot saved away, and I need to see more of those chances from Ignite. C-Wink, Parallax collide. Ico off the backboard. Again with another pass right down to the midfield. Let's see if any Ignite players can collide with it.
Oh, no. That's a dangerous ball.
Yeah, it is a very dangerous ball. Those pinches like that are dangerous, but Parallax had a free shot. Does not do much with it. It is a one-on-one. Tripwire can't beat Izachat. Another dangerous ball, and Icarus off the lucky bounce is going to put this one away.
And yeah, Icarus just the recipient of the right place at the right time. A good 50 by Izachat, and good way to be there by Icarus, just quicker to the ball. And in this one, I wasn't expecting Frost to have the first goal. Ignite had all the momentum, they had all the pressure, and Frost just steals the first goal from them with a good pass here. However, C-Wink's gonna put it on target, but Icarus does well to clear it.
Yeah, I think that's just been the theme. I think Ignite have been putting decent shots on the net, but notice that I said decent. They haven't been absolutely amazing, and I think this Ignite team is very capable of putting those amazing shots on net. You just have to catch Frost lacking, and Frost is going to catch Ignite lacking, making it 2-0.
And yeah, Icarus just going to force Ico to have an unfortunate touch, and Icarus just reads the wall bounce, puts it where the defense can't get it. Tripwire almost does well enough to get to it, but not quite. And Frost up 2-0, and this extremely pivotal game number 4. But you know what they say, Gallium, and Forbidden Temple, crazy things have always happened.
We'll see if crazy things happen. And I think if you want a team for crazy things to happen to, it's going to be for Ignite. We will hopefully see comeback, and I think a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead in sports, and we'll see if that holds true. Tripwire off the backboard. Let's see if any of the next players can get to it. No. Ends up going right to Parallax, who gives it right to Icarus, but it's off the sidewall. Can C-Week beat Izachat? No. As a double commit going out from Ignite. A little bit unfortunate. Parallax has a free ball, but C-Wink clears it to the corner, gives it right to Trip, who's going to opt not to hit it. Go. And Izachat both go for the ball. A good 50 coming out. C-Wink going to try to pass it to Ico, but I don't think Ico really noticed. And another pass. Oh, what a banger. And this Tripwire fella, he can score.
And just good handling on the sidewall by C-Wink, wrapping the ball around and finding Tripwire in the middle. A dangerous play. And Ignite going to cut this lead in half. And let's see if they can tie it up.
Yes, those are the plays that I expect out of Ignite all the time. You want those good passing plays, and I think more of the Ignite players want to give the pass than shoot at this point, as Ico going to get a good save here. Icarus off the sidewall, going to get it right to Trip. Ball is just going to be floating for Parallax off the backboard. Tripwire has a touch. Tripwire gets another touch over to Ico. Ico almost fakes out Icarus, but the veteran comes up clutch. What a touch from Parallax. And the ball is just floating. Izachat can't put it away because Tripwire is a goated defender. Tripwire over to C-Wink. C-Wink gonna boom that one downfield. Oh, what a save from Izachat. This man is everywhere at once. Izachat pops it over one. Can he get the finish? No, Parallax can't. Ico off the sidewall. Izachat gonna try to make a solo play. Cannot happen. Tripwire, two of them went. If Tripwire got a pass, it would have been a free goal. I think those are more opportunities that Ignite wants to look for. Ico, the sidewall. Ico can't get much out of it. And nobody's going for the ball for Ignite. Finally, C-Wink is going to go for the ball. Parallax can't do much with it, but Icarus can. Can he double? Man. Yes, he can.
And I mean, just a nice play by Icarus, but where was the defense there? It looked like both Ignite players went for the side boost on the opposite end of the field. No one home. And Icarus just basically in free play there.
Essentially, what has happened, I feel like this Ignite team has kind of given up on their defense, which is their main focal point, I think, when it comes to their roster. We'll see if they can revamp that defense. But in the meantime, this Frost team is pelting shots on the net. 8 shots in total, 3 of them in the back of the net. That is a Frost team that is out for blood here. Seawink off the backboard. Aiko. Can't do much with it. Let's see if Izachat can. Izachat off the side wall. Tripwire just misses. Aiko almost gets completely dunked by Parallax. Seawink over to Izachat. Uh-oh. You cannot let this man have space. And this is why. Oh my goodness. Tripwire to the other end. Seawink backflipping into the ball. A bump coming out from Parallax. And ball just staying in that Ignite zone. If you're Ignite, you have to get the ball out in order for a chance to win. And the left corner shots for this Frost team have been absolutely deadly.
And yeah, Parallax just gonna put this game on ice with the 4th goal here. 30 seconds left. It's not impossible, Galleon, but it's going to be very difficult for Ignite to claw their way back without a few good kickoffs going their way.
No, I would say it's impossible, but it is Forbidden Temple, as you mentioned earlier. Crazy things have happened, and we'll see if crazy things can happen. A nice demo goes out, but I think Seawink accidentally bumped his teammate there. The ball off the backboard. Free shot. Oh, it goes off the crossbar. Unfortunate, but another shot. Izachat again saving it, but it finally goes back in the net. 14 seconds left. Can they make the comeback?
14 seconds left. It is do or die for this Ignite team. They need to get a good kickoff here, and then they need to leave enough time left on the board to score once again. It's going to be tough, but definitely doable.
It is definitely doable, and a nice kickoff. Aiko has a chance to put the team on her back. Cannot do so, and I think with that, the game is officially over, but we'll see if I can get a shot. No, she doesn't have enough boost. And this Frost team came out and they played their hearts out, winning this rivalry match. And honestly, with the way that Izachat and the company played, I didn't expect any different.
Well, I mean, game 1, Frost was put on the back burners and Ignite really popped off. The series kind of looked like a blowout, and you know, I guess it kind of was, but on the flip side, Frost with the gentleman sweep. Once they got their feet set, they were able to take it to this Ignite defense, and they didn't really look back.
No, they did not. Honestly, that game 1 looked a little bit scary for Frost, but I feel like they collected themselves and they attacked that game 2 as a 6-1 win in game number 2, the same as Ignite, who dealt it out to them. So honestly, very well played from this Frost team. I think they adapted to their opponents very well, and honestly, their rotations were very smooth. You saw Parallax getting a little active in the back lines. You mentioned Parallax is top 5 for demos all time. So honestly, I think this team gets very active and gets fired up later into the game. So honestly, looking forward, I think we need to see Frost heat up a little earlier in order to honestly compete for that title in the Novice.
Oh, most definitely, Gallium. I mean, once playoffs roll around, you need to be on your A game, and if you trip up in even one game, it could be catastrophic. But the thing about playoffs is it's 7 games. It's a bit different, but play-ins, it's still 5, and it's really easy to be upset there. So I know Frost has clinched the play-in spot, but I mean, not everything's said and done, and could be searching for a playoff spot. And I mean, they just put themselves in a prime position to fight for it.
Yes, they did, and I feel like that's what every team, as of right now, is fighting for, to try to fight for those playoff spots. But with that said and with that done, we're going to sign off here for now, but we will be right back with a Prospect League matchup between the Blackhawks and Hypernova. I want to thank you again, Jaegers, for joining me in the booth. Any last words before you dip out?
No, I'm just hyped for this Blackhawks Hypernova game. So, I mean, stay tuned. It's right around the corner. And
Yes,
Gallium, always a pleasure casting with you, my man.
Oh, Jaegers, it is a pleasure to cast with one of the GOATs. So with that said, thank you again for letting me cast with you. And thank you for everybody for tuning into this Novice League matchup. And we will be right back with the third and last game of the night. It'll be right back.
See ya.